Right. Now, today, this interview will be conducted by Colonel Kadam. He was deputy at Bangalore SSB and a person, very experienced person, and who has been at it for quite some time now. Okay, we'll start with the introduction of the candidate. We have got today's interview of Tarun Singh, son of Fateh Singh, who stays at Chandigarh. His father is graduate and he's a government employee with 80,000 rupees per month. His mother is graduate. She's a clerk in PGI with 25,000 rupees per month. He has got a younger brother who is also graduate, who is still a student. He himself, Tarun, has done his 10th in 2016 with 85.5%, and then 12th again with CBSE from Sisir Niketan in 2018 with 79.6%. He has gone on to do his graduation from PG Government College in 2021 with 67.4%. He has played football from 15 to 16, and he loves swimming as a pastime or as a happy note. His hobby is reading and learning Japanese. He has participated in school drama in 2010 to 2016. Unfortunately, his graduation time was marked with pandemic, so there had been certain disruption in the graduation as well. Since 2022 to 2023, he has appeared in SSB 6 times. 3 times he has been screened down, and 3 times he has been conferenced out. Okay, now we'll all remain at muted condition except for Tarun and Colonel Kadam. It's all yours, sir. We'll remain so. Okay.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Good morning, Tarun.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
Excellent, sir.
You're speaking from Chandigarh?
Sir.
Anyway, very good. Very lucky to have been stationed in Chandigarh for such a long time. Right from your birth, it seems, isn't it?
Sir, born and raised.
And one of the first planned cities of our country.
Sir.
So tell me about Chandigarh, that everything you know about Chandigarh. Okay?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Chandigarh was actually one of the few, as you said, planned cities post-independence. The need of it arose because Punjab, it had its capital in Lahore. So after the partition, it needed a new capital. So for it, our then PM Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he took keen interest in development of Chandigarh and decided to make its union territory. And for it, he took help of architect and planner Le Corbusier, and he came up with its design and task. Like he decided to make it urban style, but also made use of landscape and natural features that the land already had, like better drainage system, the greenery. So he didn't want to disrupt that, but at the same time, making it a planned city. So like traffic flow is better, and still there are places like there is also greenery. Chandigarh currently is the capital of Punjab and Haryana and hosts the joint high court of the respective states. Chandigarh is type of, it's a very slow moving city. I mean, it's type of place that there is little bit of everything in it. Like there's little bit of everything for everyone. Like for kids, like there are playgrounds everywhere, there are schools, and for students, like there are coachings, universities, playgrounds, and big grounds, like specialized grounds, like for football, basketball, cricket, etc. There are also a lot of tourist places like Sukna Lake, uh, Elante Mall, Sector 17, Capital Complex, Bird Sanctuary. And its proximity to certain hill stations like Manali, Kasauli, etc. Also makes it, I guess, a good tourist destination. And the City is very clean. And the best part about it, according to me, is the traffic management. Uh, is very strict here. So yeah,
That's all.
so,
Okay,
so,
right. Now we will talk about you in details,
so,
starting with your education background.
so
Tell me from standard 9th onwards, the schools that you have studied, the subjects that you took during your 9th onwards, the subjects which you liked and why, subjects which you did not like and why. Tell me about your teachers, the teachers whom you liked the most and the teachers you did not care about much and the reasons for them. Tell me what all extracurricular activities you took part in your school, college days. Tell me how many friends you had in school, college, what all you did together, what all you do discuss, what qualities you see in a friend to make him your close friend, and what are those qualities which you expect in your close friends. Appointments that you held during school, college days, and what were your responsibilities in it. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, so I did my majority of my schooling from Ankur School Setup in Chandigarh since pre-nursery to 10th class, and I scored 78% in my ninth and 85.5% in my 10th, and followed by 65% in 11th class, and then in 12th I scored 79.6%. In subjects, non-medical stream, physics, chemistry, and maths. So in in school, I had a knack for every subject. Like I like every. I don't think there is a particular subject which I would say ki, uh, I did not like. Every subject was good. So there are no favorites there. And as for teachers, my favorite teacher was my maths teacher, Vandana ma'am. She was like she went above and beyond for students. Like she would personally apart from teaching their her regular class, she always used to take tests for whatever she taught on Sundays at her home, and she had hired teachers to assess them and mark the mistakes, and she used to individually talk to every student. Okay, so here what you did, here what you did, and then on top of that, she used to call you back like, okay, your mistakes are there and there, and you sit with me for no matter how much time it takes, you sit with me and you do it in front of me. And she used to like kind of spoon feed, but at the same time I like that she cared about her students very very much, and that quality kind of stuck with me. And it I think my good score in maths, the credit goes all to her, because she motivated me a lot during like whenever my test scores were low, like she used to say, okay, you did good in this, like you have a lot of area of improvement in there and you can do it, I know. And she used to personally like set time and just sit there with you and sort you out, like. And yeah, like that's why she was my favorite teacher. And so as for teachers that didn't impress me much, I wouldn't say like every teacher I got along with well. There hasn't been one time like I can particularly say like there is one teacher. If I had to say, uh, I'd say like my English teacher in school, class 10th, Roli man. Like I just never found like we never got along well for some reason. I didn't like, for example, during my English formative assessment tests, like when they were handed out. So it was 25 marker, and those who scored above 24 had A1 grade, and those who scored above 23 and 20, between 23 and 24, they was given A2 grade. So I was marked as 22.5, and after receiving my answer sheet, going through it thoroughly, and my total was coming out to be 23.5. And I just approached her and went to her like, ma'am, there must be some mistake, and like these are, and she went on through the whole sheet, and then she like kind of looked at it, and then she went, like here. And what was the mistake? There was not space for my answer, so I had just marked an arrow and written my answer outside the margin, and she had deducted on the spot. She like circled it with red and deducted 1 marks for it. And another reason that kind of stuck with me was like, so her class was post recess. So, and in our school, like benches are for 2 students. So after recess, me, my friend Raman, and my friend Chirag, who was a class topper. So we were sitting and discussing, and she just comes into the class and she gives me a tight whack behind my head and says, like, Tarun, what are you doing here? Don't you know, like, this seat is reserved for only 2 guys? And I said, ma'am, I'm not the one sitting here. It was Chirag. Like, he came over and her face kind of went pale, and she just walked to the board and just didn't say anything. So I guess that's the only reason I couldn't understand, like, why would she would do that. But rest of all, she was a great teacher. Like, her English skills were good, and I learned quite a lot from her. And sir, so as for friends that I used to hang around, I have multiple friends. Like in school days, like one of my very close friends is Ramandeep Singh, Shivam Tiwari, and Chirag. Tushar is there also, and Amish. And in college, it was Karl Marx, Ankit Raj. So these were the friends I used to hang around with. And so I like making friends. Like and there's no set criteria to make friends. Like, okay, if you have certain qualities, I will make you my friend. It's just kind of like, it's maybe pseudoscientific, but it's kind of vibe thing. Like, so you get along with some people, you don't get along with some people. So like that is the criteria for me, as to say. There's nothing I look for in person, but just vibes. Like that's the only thing I like. And so during my school times, I participated in school plays from 2010 to 16. At the end of the year before our uh, final exams, there used to be an annual uh, theater. Like, there's Tagore Theater in university where my school was situated. So there was play, and every class had to play. So I took part in that. It was very fun. It served as a kind of a break to like have fun with friends, like take part in acting and just enjoy the whole thing. So I took part in it every time. And I also took part in, like, our school also hosts fest every year. So, and like fest preparation, I also helped my teachers. So before a week before the fest was, like, the formal classes were over. Like, teachers already circulated notices that the classes won't be taking place, but like me and my friends would go and help in like running errands. Okay, draw this poster and like stick it up there. Sometimes like you peel vegetables, like vegetables vendors used to deliver vegetables for like whatever food was supposed to be there. So we would peel them, wash them, and like deliver it to the guy who was supposed to cook them, and like make decorations and stuff mostly. So that was my involvement in that. And as for appointments, there hasn't been any major appointments. I have been made a class monitor for, I'd say, a month, but apart from that, there hasn't been any major appointments. So I might have missed a question.
Okay. So you just gelled with the friends. So what did the qualities you saw in them afterwards, because of which they became your friend?
So, qualities I saw in them, sir. So, let's example, sir, everyone, like, they are very different. Like, Chirag and me bonded over our taste for music and like movies and video games. And Ramandeep is a very funny character. Like, the world can be burning down, and he'll still find a way to make you laugh somehow. God knows how. And we also like, this was common between Chirag and Raman. We also like video games a lot. So yeah, and Shivam was an arts guy. Like he draws very well. Like since childhood, uh, he was very great at drawings, and I also drew a lot during my school time. So we used to see each other's drawings, and like that, I think we bonded over that. And like with time, we became the very good friends. And as for Tushar was also a family friend. Like he is also a Gadwali, so my family knew him, and he that's how we came in contact. And for Tushar is a very kind soul. Like to the point where like one could say naive, but he's not naive. But you can look at him and say this guy is naive, but he's not. Like he's very sharp, but at the same time he's very kind towards others. Like very extremely kind. Like even if there are situations like where people would uh, I'd say use rudeness, he would always specify situations like with like kindness. Like so I like that about him a lot. And for Namnesh, Namnesh, I guess, mm, like he used to hang around with us. Like we lost touch after
Okay,
10th class.
leave individually what you thought or how you became friends. Now, analyzing backwards, now that you are a grown-up adult, tell me what qualities you liked generally in a person who became your friend.
Sir, like qualities,
Individually, every person is different, isn't it?
sir.
So, you as Tarun, what makes a person become your friend, and what are the qualities you have analyzed that this type of person or these qualities I look in a person to make him my friend, close friend?
So with all due respect, I don't think like you can assess someone's qualities. I think you make friends with them, and then you come to know with them with time. Like everyone's not perfect. Like there might be something with them, but it's just like if we vibe. Like afterwards qualities, then you come to know about them, like what type of person they are and things of that sort. But like while making friends criteria, I don't have a set criteria like that I will look in for you. Eh, Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, you described in detail about one teacher. What are the other teachers? There must have been many more teachers. What were your, relations with them? Whom amongst them you thought you did not care about much for whatever reasons?
So, sir, actually, sir, like I scored decent in my school exams, and like as long as I was decent in studies, and I during class I was decent chap. Like I studied well, I didn't feel trackers, so I got along with very well. I had good relations with my other teachers.
Okay, good. So all the subjects also you liked equally.
Sir,
So there is no subject as such which you think you like more, or the subjects we did not do well in.
subjects I did not do well in, sir. Sir, post 10th class, my physics was a little in bad shape. Uh, because like I just didn't get a hang of it. Like neither how do I put this? So like I didn't really get it. Like there were all these formulas, and so like मतलब रट्टे वाला काम नहीं हुआ मुझसे sir. Like the first step was like understanding the thing, like, and then just मतलब I didn't get it very properly. And there is some part of me blame on me as well. Like I didn't try as hard as I should have to understand it. But whatever I did, like it did not work so well. So that physics will be the only subject.
Okay, right. Now we will talk about your family. Tell me about your father. What all you discuss with him? How are your relations with him? When does he get angry with you and why? Similarly, tell me about your mother. Tell me your relations with her. Which all qualities of yours she doesn't like, or she, you know, tries to sort of ask you to improve on it. Tell me about your younger brother. what all fights you have, on what for, what all you do together, what are those things which you share together. Tell me at house, other than studies on, say, on school days, on holidays, what all do you do? Right from the time in the morning you get up till the time you go to sleep. Tell me a routine on a normal day when you go to school and other days on holidays or things like that. How do you help your mother at home? How do you help your dad at home? And what all, how do you guide your younger brother and your relations generally in your family? What do they think of you?
Sir, as for my father, sir, we have very good relations. The qualities that I like in my father, so he's very organized person, and like he treats everyone the same. Like that's something I really like. Whenever I went to his office or like any social function, whatever, from the gate guard to like his HOD, like his personality is same with everyone, so I like that a lot about him, and he's always there for everyone, like family, relatives, his friends. Like he's always one call away. So that's what I like about him a lot. And so he he advises me like uh, stuff like I have this I had this have improved out a lot, but I used to like leave my light on off room like whenever I was not in the room or something, like I used to leave it on, like I use the restroom, I used to leave it on. And so he gave me advice on that only, like just be more conscious of this and don't do it again. So that's about it. And as for my mother, so she is she's very good at multitasking. Like whenever like at home, whenever family functions, like marriage and stuff, and like she's working. She's always in the midst of it. Like if it's work, like if they work, my mom will be there and she's handling 100 things at once and doing all of them right. So that's one thing. Another thing is she takes our care a lot, and like she's always there. Like if you need her, she's always there for you. So I like that about her, and she's always uh, keeping herself busy with like learning new things. Like she recently picked up gardening and like making handicraft, like DIY handicraft and stuff. So she's doing that. That's what I like about her. And so her advice would be, sir, she like uh, career related advice, like you should also look into other options apart from the armed forces, like fill other exams also, which I have done. Uh, uh, that's the only advice she has given me. I don't think there's anything else. And as for brother, so my brother is a very complete guy, like jack of all trades. He's sorted out in studies. He's physically very strong. He works out a lot. Uh, but at the same time, he's social a lot. Like he's everywhere. Like, but he's also doing it in a good manner. Like he's not messing it up. So that's the quality I like about him the most. And career guidance, like the guidance that I gave him. So usually, like he has his goals in mind, like what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. So I helped him in those. Like for example, he was considering doing MBA. So I helped him with the syllabus, like what all comes and whatever knowledge I had. So I helped him. I guided him to the resources, like which books to use, like which mocks to take, and things of that sort. And I also introduced him to the armed forces as well. He like the organization is very good. You should look into it. And I just sort of kind of nudged him, and he's also preparing for it now. So and so fights. They are like fights. Whenever fights happen, so it's usually like if it gets loud, like the normal protocol is don't talk, and then like come later and just talk it out. Like it goes for the same for my father, mother. Like whenever we have a disagreement about something, if it's going like if you are talking, okay, if it gets a little heated, everyone takes a break and you just hash it out. So that's the thing with them.
Mhm. And how do you help out your family in the family chores and all on a normal day, on a working day? Give me a routine morning to evening till the time you go to sleep.
Okay, like usually I get up around 5 and I help my family by like I'll just water the plants and feed the locals and go fetch dairy. I make my own bread. My mother is working, so my mother and father leave at 9. I make my own breakfast, lunch, uh, and so, and sometimes I tag along with mother to Mandi. Like we go to Mandi every week, so I'll go along with her and help her there. And during Sundays, like we clean the house and everyone has given responsibilities. Like mine is to like clean fans and ceilings and like get the spider webs and stuff. So I do that, and sometimes like my brother is given like it's assigned to everyone. For mother will be like pocha laga rahe honge, and father will be like hanging clothes, like wash clothes on the clothesline outside. So this is the way we help around my daily routines. I get up around 5 a.m. and then I get feed the local cats and I fetch dairy. And after that, 6 to 8 I study. So 6 to 8 I study. It's usually the subject which I'm trying to improve. Like, is a little bit hard to grasp. So currently it's math as my exams are approaching. So currently it's math. After that I take a break and just eat food, like make breakfast, eat food, and like read newspaper and like sit with my parents, like drinking tea in the morning. So just small dog like chit chat, like what's happening and things of that sort. And after that, they leave for the office. Then it's about 10 15 at this point. Then I study till 12. Then I do maths. After that, I like take a little break, watch some movie, and make my lunch and eat it. And after that, it's about 2 o'clock. Like so, from 2 to 4, I study GK. And after that, my parents come home at 5 o'clock. So we again like have a little tea session. So we'll talk like how was the office, how was the day and stuff, and just whatever was happening. And after like my friend Sopnera, who's my he studies at U, so he gets off college, and then I go hang out with him. We go for walks. We will sometimes go out to eat, and I come home, and then I feed the local cats. It's about 8 now, so like then all of us will have dinner. And after that, 8:30 to 9, I will study my Japanese, and from 9 to 10, I usually do reading and my diary writing, and then I go to sleep.
Okay. Tell me about your extracurricular activities like games, sports you indulge in school or in your neighborhood. Which all games you play in your neighborhood, and what really you do in your leisure time in the neighborhood. Your brother joins you, or he is in a different group. Your groups at home. How do you spend time with them?
Sir, so sports, like the sports very randomized. Like sometimes I'll go to Sora plays football a lot, so sometimes I'll go to play football with him. Like he is usually involved in some matches. Like there are WhatsApp groups of like city teams and sometimes organize matches. So we participate in them, and sometimes he'll call me along, like participate, and I just go along. And sometimes I also play badminton with my neighbors. There are two girls in 11th class. One is in 11th and 12th. Dia and Priya, and like they live across down the street. So like I'll play with their father and them. And other than that, there is not much people of my age group around in my neighborhood. Like there was one, but he went out of state. But with him, I used to like talk about. He was 2 years older than me, so I used to talk about like career options, like what did he pick, why did he pick, and things of that sort.
Okay. You must have been staying there for a long time, almost 23 years in the same location, isn't it?
Sir,
So your neighborhood, family friends, your dad's friends and all, they
sir,
want to go for a picnic and they have said, Tarun, you organize a picnic from morning to evening to a nearby place. We will all go in our personal vehicles.
sir.
What all planning will you do? What all assistance you will ask from your dad? And how exactly will you conduct the picnic?
Sir, first of all, I'll pick a location for it. So after the location, I prepare an itinerary, like things to do there and stuff. And after that, I'll make the finances for the same, how much it costs, and ask my father
Tell
for
me,
financial.
name the place. Chandigarh is the place,
Sir,
and which is the place,
Kasoli.
how far, what hour, what place, everything you have to tell me in details, not generalize it.
Sir, I'll make a trip to Kasoli. It's about 60 some kilometers away from Chandigarh, and uh, and like there are a lot of streams there, and we can hold a picnic there. So we can go there, and I'll then like ask for finances from my father, uh, and like divide them, like fuel costs and so yes, only so fuel costs, the food, whatever beverages we are supposed to carry, that. And so I carry a first aid kit, and I'll make a WhatsApp group of all the people who are going, and inform them about the same. Like this is the date we are leaving. We'll be leaving at X time, and we'll stay there for Y hours, and so on. And so we'll leave there, leave for the place early morning. We'll go there. We'll enjoy a picnic. We'll clean up after ourselves, and so we'll come home.
What exactly will you do there at that spot? How will you? Picnic means you'll have to do a lot of activities, isn't it?
So,
Or just go there and come back.
so, we can try the local food. Like there is a for those who are non-vegetarians, there is a delicacy there, like a meat pickle. So, like that's very famous there. So we can indulge in that. And for vegetarian options, we can look what is available and get it for the people who are eating vegetarian. We can also go to the nearby streams to take like wet our feet and just enjoy the click pictures. So we can also play games like badminton, and also bring some trump cards with us. Like we play that also together. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, good. Now you have gone for the picnic.
Uh,
On your way back,
so,
one of your family friends meets with an accident
so,
in which there is a tutu meme between that family and the vehicle with which they met with an accident.
so,
You, as the picnic in charge, your dad says go and resolve the issue
so,
because the person who was driving the other vehicle of your family friend was as young as you and your friend also.
so,
There are not many injuries, but definitely one of the occupants of the car of your friend has got injured.
so,
But other side, the other vehicle with which they met with an accident,
so,
the chaps are very violent and angry.
so.
Tell me, what will you do? How will you resolve the issue?
So first of all, sir, I'll go there and sir, pacify them, and like try to talk to them rationally, and like come out to a common solution, like a ground point we can both agree on. And so if it's our mistake, so we'll pay for the damages, and if their mistake, we'll come to a discussion, and we'll like ask them for damages, damage cost, and so that's how we resolve the situation.
That's all. Okay, anyway, Your dad has left with the rest of the group.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
And the injured people also. So your friend who is slightly, worried about the dents in his vehicle or whatever it is, and the opposite people, they are very violent and they catch hold of you.
Sir.
And they say, I find you ज़्यादा बकवास कर रहा है, you better pay up or else we'll hammer you.
Sir.
What will you do now?
Sir, first of all, sir, I'll distance myself from him and again try to talk to him in a calm manner. And I
He
will.
says, don't talk, take action, and he gives you one dhap on your face.
Sir, I will punch him back and subdue him, and I'll then call the authorities. Sir, I'll subdue him.
Okay, how?
Sir, I'll put a rear neck choke on him, and just put him on the ground and just hold him there and call the authorities on him.
He doesn't let you call in authority. He gets violent and he gives you a blow on your nose, and your nose also starts bleeding now.
Sir, then I'll take help of my friend and hold him down, and until he calms down, don't I'll tell him to calm down, and if he calms down, I'll loosen his grip and we can talk like civilized people. Otherwise, I'll keep my grip on him.
He asks his other friend, the other chap, he takes out a knife. He says, छोड़ दे मेरे दोस्त को, नहीं तो ये घुसा दूंगा पेट में.
Sir, I'll take help of the passers-by and raise an alarm. I'll leave his friend and I'll just raise alarm and inform the passers-by of the situation.
And nobody's there around to help you anymore.
Sir, I'll immediately distance myself from them, get in the car, and leave the place.
Okay. Right. What all newspapers, magazines, books you read? And what are your hobbies as such?
Sir, newspaper I read the Indian Express. Books, I don't have a particular preference, although I'm currently reading on psychological matters, at that field has taken a hold of me. So I'm currently reading a general introduction to psychoanalysis by Dr. Sigmund Freud. And also side by side, I'm also reading a fiction book. Whenever I get a little burned out from that book, Dr. Freud's book is a little dense. So I ease my mind with the fiction book. It's called The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And so my hobbies would include learning Japanese and reading.
Learning Japanese and
reading.
Okay. So have you read today's newspaper?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me the news which interested you the most, the international news.
So there was only one international news actually that interested me was bilateral talks are being held. 2+2 bilateral talks are being held between our defense minister, Shri Rajnath Singh, and American defense minister on cooperation and talks regarding the Israel-Palestine issue. So that was the only.
Tell me in detail about this news. Tell me in details about this news. Tell me the details of this news.
Sir, our defense minister flew to US to talk on issues, general issues regarding security concerns, and that's about it. He just talked, what all we can do about this. The main focus of peace in the Middle East. So that was there.
How is it going to help India?
Sir, geopolitically speaking, if things go well for Israel, the attack that Hamas gave, I think it had backing from Tehran, Iran. So in order, there was a deal which was being negotiated by the Americans between the Saudis and the Israelis which would normalize their relations, and Saudi Arabia would recognize Israel. And the way it would affect us is there's Indian Middle East corridor. So that corridor goes straight through Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and Israel to other European countries. So once the peace is brokered out and the area is secure, so that will give us an economical edge.
Okay. So your hobby is to read, and you read books. Which is the last book you read? And tell me what all you read in that book, and what have you learned from that?
Sir, I read General Introduction to Psychoanalysis by Dr. Sigmund Freud, and I just got done with the first 5 chapters, and those first 5 chapters were actually his lectures from university in Germany he was teaching. So in them he talks about Freudian slips, like how our like contents of our unconscious tamper with our the thought that we are trying to convey, and they leak. So as I found it very fascinating, like someone is trying to say something, but his subconscious takes over and he says something else. So he talks about like how we should inquire into it and what does it do. So and I like see examples in real life. So I find it very fascinating.
Okay, good. Now you have appeared 6 times before this in SSB, isn't it?
So
3 times for the Army and 3 times for the Air Force. Now the
Sir.
fourth, now again the fourth time you are applying for Air Force.
Sir.
Firstly, tell me, why do you want to join the armed forces?
So
Why this wavering between Army and Air Force?
Sir.
And tell me, what is your analysis? Why, what you know, this test SSB is a psychological test, and you being interested in psychology, tell me, what is it that has not let you or let those assessors assess you or recommend you for commission?
Okay, so first of all, sir, I wanted to join the armed forces, sir, because of its adventurous lifestyle, like and like travel. Like there are a lot of adventure activities to do, like climbing mountains, engaging into combat. So I found that very like thrilling. So that was the first reason. Second reason was travel. Like you get to travel a lot. You travel across the country, and sometimes you also get deployed outside country. So I like that a lot. And personality and like personality was how they like hold themselves up, like the way they talk, the way they move, like everything, like their whole personality, like it commands respect. Like a officer can walk in a civilian area, and someone will say like there's something special about that person. So that fascinated me a lot, and so that's why I decided to join, like made my mind to join the armed forces. And so as for my as army, I didn't hear the question properly, the one of army and air force.
Yeah, thrice you went for Army, thrice for the Air Force, fourth time again for the Air Force. Why wavering between Army and Air Force? You are not clear in your mind as to what you want to join.
No, sir. It's like so the goal is to join armed forces. Although army is my preference, but it was an opportunity provided to me. Like uh, uh, if I'm given like an option, army or air force, I will pick up army because the adventure opportunities are more, and the fighting front is there. Like our airspace is our airspace. Like apart from the SF of air force, I don't think there is much action to be had. But in army, we are engaged. So there are a lot of opportunities for adventure there. That's why, sir, I have picked both of them. So like because it was an opportunity.
Mhm. You want to join the Army, basically, what I gather is for the glamour of the Army and adventure. As far
So
as adventure is concerned, till now in your life, you haven't done any adventure, nothing to. How do you justify to say that you like adventure? Or glamour to everybody, you can get it glamour everywhere else, traveling, there's any office. If you have money, you can do that also.
so it's not just that like traveling is not the sole factor. Like there's also like you make a lot of friends at army. Like like the camaraderie they share, like the bond they share. Like it's different. it's like you're posting changes, and suddenly you are commanding different men, and like they'll instantly, like they'll never know you, but they trust you with everything. So like that level of trust, that level of bonding, that I have only seen in armed forces. And so as far as adventure concerned, sir, yes, sir, I haven't taken like the only adventures. Like I would say, like there are two adventurous things that I've actually done in my life. So like the first was the trekking. Like I went to trek for the first time this year with my friend Saurav and Jaskaran. We went to Kareri Lake in Himachal Pradesh. So that was exciting. And so the second adventurous thing like I would have done. So like, so I was in class 12th, and we were outside. We were outside our coaching, and there's this girl walks by. So she was a college third year student. My friend says like she's cute. So I just said like go talk to her, like if like, and that's when he just went up and asked her like, you are saying it with this is, and if you have courage, then go talk to her. So like, sir, I actually went and talked to her. So like my heart was beating extremely. Like I was like, there was a hint of nervousness there, but like I had told him, so I went there and I talked. So I guess that was adventurous in some sense. So yeah, sir, that's about it.
No, you didn't tell me about your analyzing yourself
Oh,
after 6
oh,
failures.
pardon me, sir. So for the first attempt, sir, I analyzed myself. First attempt was cleaning. So sir, I saw that uh, I'm a very agreeable person. So due to which I was able to like do really well in my GTO, but it provided a hindrance, like overall personality wise. Like there were points where I knew I was correct, but I would, like in general life, like there I said everything, but in general life, I came to know that I didn't say them just for this reason. Like, what would the other person think? Like, it would hurt their feeling. So I was not putting my foot down just for this reason. So, sir, I analyzed it and sir, I worked on it, sir. I Once I found out about this pattern of behavior, sir, so I made up my mind to say what I wanted to say the truth. Like, so if I liked something, I liked it. I didn't like it, I didn't like it. For example, like if I'm in a restaurant and like previous me, if he would ordered something and there was something wrong with the dish, right? I wouldn't have complained. But this time, like I made up my mind. So okay, so I this is wrong, this is wrong. I don't like it. Please change it. So I like practice it day in and day out, and I have improved a lot. So sir, that was my first illness. I think that was the reason I didn't get in. Uh, and sir, the rest after that, my there were three consecutive clean out. The reason for the first clean out was, sir, my narration was not the best. So what happened during narration was, like I was under the impression that it was an IMA entry, so the batch will be a little smaller, but there were about 75 people or some there, and in my group there were a lot of people. So like when my narration time came and I started narrating really good. Like my voice was clear, modulation was good. But at that point, what happened was the thought clicked in my mind that I didn't say the theme of my story. So that thought creeped in, and I just stuck there for a second, and I just completed my story in haste. So that went haywire. So that was the reason I got screened out. And after that, in Bhopal, what happened was there was the picture was it was a very ambiguous picture. Like everyone had a different story for it. Every single person who was there who got screened in, screened
What
out.
I'm not asking individual SSB interviews and what happened. I
Uh,
want to know your analysis. What is it in you lacking that the assessors saw and did not recommend you?
okay, so
Overall, all the 6 attempts combined.
okay. So there were two different things. Like the first one, and during the first attempt, it was my agreeable nature, which I improved upon. And like the last two times, I didn't make use of the tools provided me to the best of my ability. So that be the psych test. In psych test, my stories were not of up to par. Like the second time I went to conference at AFSB Dehradun, like that day thoughts were not flowing that smooth like the way they did it the first time. And now my stories were very short. They were lacking. Like I could tell they were lacking. So that was the reason I got confidence outside because my psych test went really bad. And to make up for it in GD and interview, GTO and interview. So GTO, I tried to like I was going in with this mentality that I have to make up for it now somehow. So that breeded a little bit of nervousness in me, and that was the reason. Like GTO, then GTO went haywire, and then like the two techniques were there. So like that, so that was the reason was recommended that time. And the last time at Jalandhar, so my W80 was bad. Like I left 15 blanks there, and during GD there was lack of information on my part during GD. I was not contributing in the group as much. I was like bouncing off of their points. What they were saying, I would add something to it. I would agree to it. So that was on my part. So that's the reason I didn't make it in Ninja.
Okay. So you don't make through SSB at all ever. What is your second choice for career?
Sir, MBA.
MBA is not a career, is it? It's just a
Yes.
course. What do you
Sir,
plan to do in your life?
sir,
Job.
like, sir, jobless, sir, MBA, sir,
Job in private sector.
sir, a job in private sector.
On one side, you say you like adventure.
Sir, yes,
So first choice is say Army, Air Force, the defense
sir,
forces. The
sir.
second should be something like similar to adventure, say
But sir, like with
paramilitary forces, police, or something. Why suddenly you are going from extreme, from adventure, extreme adventure to extreme table, yeah, chair bound job?
uh, sir, like it's like for MBA, like MBA, there's a the salaries are handsome. So like my plan is like to save up and like go use that money to go for such activities, like, to travel, to go to adventure activities. Sir.
No, I understand all that. What I am saying is your first and second choice, they are contradicting each other.
So, so
You're
but
just
like
a job seeker. You're just looking for a job somewhere, kahin mil jaye.
no, sir, I'd say like I don't look at the army as an job. Like it's a way of lifestyle. So like it's my main goal. So that is the fail safe plan. Like MBA is a safe plan. If I'm given an option between either of two, I will always pick army. So
Okay,
that's it.
good. Now tell me, as a person, what are the good qualities in Tarun that I must appreciate? And what are those qualities which Tarun thinks he should improve upon?
Sir, I think one of my good qualities is I can articulate thoughts well. Like whenever with my friends and we can have to talk it out. I can like convey my ideas easily and like, they can understand. And even when I'm talking to some stranger and like we can talk very easily. And I can make friends very easily. Like wherever I go, like I've been to SSB, I made friends
Next
everywhere.
quality, next.
So I fit in every social situation, like wherever I'm put, so I can adapt to the social structure of that place. Uh, so another would be, sir, I'm determined. I'm very determined to join the forces. I've given my NDA 2 times, and I've given my CDS multiple times. And despite like not clearing it in initial times, I've been stuck through it and just kept on doing it. So that is something of my quality. And the qualities which I would like to improve, sir, I'd like to be more articulate, like more have a better control over my speech, and I'd like to be physically better, physically stronger, as well as I guess these are
Tell me
two
about
things
the
that
qualities which you think you need to improve.
I need to improve upon my physical fitness first and foremost, sir. And
Right. It's been nice talking to you, Tarun.
so
I've been asking you a lot of questions. Do you have any questions to ask?
None but sir.
None. Okay.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Okay.
Do well.
Thank you so
Right,
much.
sir?
Okay, Manav, unmute yourself. Manav, unmute yourself. Yeah. Put on a video and ask. Let me have your views first. Manav, let me have your views. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Your views.
Sir, talking about my views, I think that there was some bit of lack of clarity about the goal, because that's the very first thing one person chooses before applying for any job, any kind of profession, army, navy, or CAPF police.
Goal. Next.
Then about the friends part, much more precise to be, as I would say, that since friends are very close, so they're
Right.
if you know them very well, so you must be well aware of their qualities and all those incidents.
Okay.
And I would like to point out the part of the own personal strengths, which is the very core quality that one should
Okay.
be aware about,
Okay.
and followed backed by examples which one can give to support them. And rest, sir, the initial part I couldn't attend because there were some net
Done.
issues.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? No. Okay. Before Karan Kadam takes on, because I just let me put my views so that he's got the final authority now. First and foremost, starting from the PIQ itself, you've got downward trend from 10th to graduation. 10th you started at 85.5%, went back to 79, was then come to 60 odd percent. You came back to graduation, and you did your graduation in 21, and now this 23, 2 years. There is no gap. What have you trying to do it? Probably that you have to. Yeah. How do you use that period? 2 period. Yes, you have a period for examination. That's one part. Could it have been done parallelly? That you have to think about it. Okay. So that is the first. Then you talked about first and foremost, again, in hobby, you're talking learning Japanese as a hobby. Can it be hobby?
No, sir.
So you have talked about the hobby. Second, you have talked about, jumping to convey, you talked about reading you have hobby. And what you talked about, reading, you read only newspaper. And then you came back, I started reading newspaper, the books now, and you have picked up Simon Freud book. Well, he is the father of psychology, and you are reading his book, and you read the first 2 chapters, and I think you want to impress others that, yes, I'm trying to do something good. That's not on. First and foremost, that's not on at all. Because it simply indicates you are trying to impress others. That's the end of it. Next comes here. You avoided subject like knack of for every you started with I have got knack for everything, all paper subjects that you already talked about. Knack for all subjects. And then you talk about, okay, I can't afford to do my maths is weak and all subjects are there. Either his questions are very straight. What are the subjects you liked and what are the subjects you didn't like? Simple. Then you came back to the teachers, where you talked about your teacher, class teacher, who's our teacher, what is that lady? She used to hire a teacher to guide you and look at your notebooks. Now he's talking about teachers. It becomes a coaching. It becomes a coaching, not all the teacher in any case. And it's a coaching center, not the teacher. And she is trying to get your papers evaluated by someone else. And they are talking very secret, and she could afford to call me back, sit back with me, call back on. And then he will use the word spoon-fed. She was trying to spoon. If that is the spoon-fed, what does it mean? It talks a lot about your personality per se. If you want to be fed with small little details which are available and you are sitting on there and then you feel that you are the lady is out, the teacher is great, probably that's up to you to decide what is right, what is not so right. Secondly, teacher you didn't like, firstly you just avoided very clearly, and on probing came back, yes, I have got an English teacher around there. and you talked quite ill about her. Now the problem is that you got a set of biases against it, and that bias is so deep rooted. It is not here. You did talk about the chamber. You look at the other places. I make friends on the vibes. That is the word you use. So it means looking at the point, if my face is very, I'm as fair as you are, probably you make me friend. Otherwise, you will not make me friend. That's the use the word. Understand that you use the word why. Did you use it? I don't even look at the qualities. I look at the vibes, and as we proceed ahead, then I try and decide what is right. You couldn't afford to bring out the quality. Why do you want to have friends, and what are the quality which you like to have in them? And why do you like the friend? You talked about all your friends, which are even giving details of 10 number of friends around there. He was asking the friends, and what are those close friends? What are the quality they have got it around there? So that's the simple answer. You try to avoid it, put a question in totality by itself. Okay. So never went to alone, critical, See, you were while talking about your teacher, you said she deducted my marks only because there was gap in between all that. That's very trivial, a low-level thought. You can't afford to guru Gobund They're guru. You can't go to talking like that and you expect them to pass. Okay. Then you say you in between you missed out extracurricular, he came back later very nicely. And you have to use the hang on, hangover, hang around. This word, the clang has put into it. Guy, hi, fi, so the total languages you have gone. You have tend to be verbose. Rather than you have to talk sense. And you have to talk to the point. You're talking unnecessarily. He had to butt in. You had to butt in to tell you enough. Tell me what is the quality. That is the level he has counted to it. So I will the read what. Then no set control. Then he said, when he said, I have got no set criteria for making friends. No set criteria. This is what you use. And if you use that sort of word after, that's the end of it. They can't afford to be anything. Then you talk about, I have got my friend who got very funny habits. Then that you seem to be argumentative. My word is argumentative. The word I'm very, very critical about it. Question on a friend is argumentative. You seem to be rigid. You've got rigid thought and ideas. And then you have to get out of this particular thing. It's, no. Then he says, even because you carry it along. Probably no, you are carrying something which is gone, that is gone. Okay. Then you talk, I have a decent mark. Decent marks is 79% decent marks in 12th. Today is when 99.99% are not able to find their admission in Delhi University. You are talking 75 odd percent is a decent marks. Well, up to you to decide what is right, what is not so right. Then, and you say you talk again, you say hang out, hang around, hang off it. And this particular word is coming on many times. You don't taken control, you have not analyzed yourself what you're talking about it. That's a fact which comes around there. Then you talk rate wala kaam, ratne wala kaam mujhe nahi aata hai. Physics does not require ratne ka kaam hai. Physics only one thing which does not require, it requires understanding. The fundamental you've gone wrong. Physics cannot be. Physics rat ka nahi ho sakta. Physics has to be understood. Probably I would have given him marks probably when you talk about chemistry and something where you have to remember the formula. They know hardly any formulas are there. All formulas are almost related. The simple. If you know the law of gravitation, you can take it to law of the attraction between the magnet, say your attraction between electrostatic. All these are simple. It's a simple analogy which comes back to system. So you're understanding it wrong. No. Did not try as much. You use the word, I did not try as hard as I should have done. What does it mean?
Stress lack of.
So you're taken casually. You have taken life itself casually itself. Okay. Do not have that. And then father not advised me, and he is only talked about it, put on the light and put it. Can a father only talk about it, put off the light? Tell me what, son. You're trying to avoid that question in totality. He asked a question, what are the advices which your father gives you, and what are the positive and negative, both? You could have talked about it. What you're talking about it, father only advised you, only put off the light when you come back. Can a father only do this? He doesn't deserve a father then in any case. His father's job is to nurture a child. Let him go into the world. And you're trying to avoid. You're just avoiding. You're avoiding your tendency. Same, he came back to his mother. What you want to talk about? Father not advised me any except light, but only for light. Okay. Mother, she did talk about career-related affair, and then again you left it around there. Brother, he says no. He's all, you use the word, he jack of all trade, not messing around everything. Is that a quality? Tell me now. You understand it. If you can't afford understand, I know where when you talk about family, how do you get affiliated with your family members? Nowhere you have shown the warmth with which you are attached with the father, mother, and brother. Nowhere you have talked about it. I don't think anywhere you have come about anybody. If the relationship is becoming it's a working relationship, because both of them are working. So you have also got a working relationship rather than an intimate relationship, which we are trying to look around for. We'll talk more about it. Then you talk about brother. You take okay. Missed out routine help and all that. He says no. You say when you talked about the details of the picnic what you talked about. I made a WhatsApp group, and then every time he's probing you get into it. You can't even organize a simple picnic with full details. Well, up to you to decide what is right, what is not so right. Okay. Then you talk about, I read newspaper. What is the newspaper today? And you write the talk about it is called 2x2 meeting, isn't it? What are the 2 by? Defense Secretary and Defense Minister and the Foreign Minister. That is what the reason? What are the 5 points? He could have talked about it. One thing, if you read my geopolitics was only one, you talked about geopolitics. That was trivial. What are you remember in this case, if you read the paper in the first line itself, they have talked about counter terrorism, they have got defense and security arrangement with India and USA. They have also talked about free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region and all. So those are things which have been talked about it. And even talked, so just simply ignorant, just you have walked across interview. You're just totally a careless and casual person who got inside the interview. Totally casual and careless. You ought to be serious for what you're talking. Okay. Now, then you also talk about, I use the word rationalization. You have always tried to rationalize. What rationalize is psychological phenomena. You have got logic for not doing the right thing. What is rationalization? Okay. Then agreeable, you say, I have a very agreeable nature. You're not at all agreeable. You've got a rigid personality. You will not accept others' view. And you are talking on the contrary, you are talking against it, that you've got an agreeable person. You're not agreeable. You will not agree to, and you've got your own views, and which you like to carry it, which you will tell me, let me know. I'm very clear about it. You don't have agreeable personality. You have got your own views, which you like to stick to, which you've got rigidity in yourself. Okay. Then it comes putting foot down. So that I have started putting my foot down. For what? Use the word. When I go for SSB, I have started putting my foot down. I know. Nervous. Narration are there. Now it got stuck around there. He had to tell you. You don't have to talk about it. He said, what are the reasons? Reasons are there. It is supposed to be personality check. And what are the lacuna in your personality? What you are talking is specific. I do not write a story. I do not do this. I don't. So those are very trivial affairs. It means what? It is personality is what? The way we feel, think, and behave. That is personality. Over and above that, you have to, we are asking question, you have to have insight for yourself. You don't say, you have not at analyze in 7 or 16. I say, I'm very determined. You talk about determined. Only appearing for examination, there is only determination. No. You have to put in requisite effort as well. And 6 times, if you try to appear, you will not even analyze yourself, then it can't be called determination. It's like a wasp, no? When a wasp looks at a mirror, it tries to go in and go out. It's a foolishness. It's a foolishness. They know it's a glass is there and wasp cannot go out, but he says, I can go out, and you are trying to put your hand into it.
Sir.
So that's basically now again, and then you all talked about it. I want to join private sector because handsome salary. What does it mean? Need for money. That need for money. And then he talked about you, he rightly put together, you talked about adventure and the reason you want to join something, and you have done no activity at all. Overall, you got to know, you have to take control yourself. You have got misplaced idea about your own self. Please get out of this. That's my personal view. I may be wrong. I think it's for the IO to decide what is right. And now it's all yours, sir.
So, thank you, sir.
Right, Tarun.
Sir.
Aim of this feedback is to improve you.
Sir, absolutely, sir.
Correct. So don't take anything to your heart.
Sir, no, absolutely not.
It's okay to fail 6 times. There's nothing wrong in it.
Sir.
People have failed or not recommended, I would say, 10 times and 11 times they have made it.
Sir.
Probably they required those many chances to improve themselves.
Sir.
You must improve on a lot of things, as Colonel Prasad has pointed out a lot of things. I will just give you generally what you should be doing and what has come out of this interview.
Sir.
First and foremost, you have to be truthful in this interview technique as such. GTO, it will come out because there is a lot of physicalities there. Psychology test, again, it will come out. But in interview, what is expected is to be truthful. Otherwise, you will remain a closed book. And I don't know what Tarun is. And whatever you speak, I'll take meaning out of it.
Yeah.
If you say everything is goody, ye bhi theek tha, wo bhi theek tha, sab kuch acha tha. Have you done any pre-course training before this? SSB have you taken training before?
Sir, in 2022, sir, in 2022, sir, yes.
Where?
Sir, Olive Green, Chandigarh.
Chandigarh. Now, what I understand is they must have told you be positive and things like that. And the worst thing you have to do now is to forget what they have taught you.
Sir.
Which is difficult. But you have to do it.
Sir.
If you want to really get into the armed forces, you have to be truthful to yourself. And in SSB, you have to be truthful. Because there are people who are very qualified, especially the psychologist or the GTO. They see through you. Like I have seen through you, though on my mobile only, at a distance, such a long distance. But you will have to analyze yourself fully first. Just being goody doesn't help. You will have to behave truthful and behave like Tarun, a fully grown adult, 23 years old. You cannot behave now like a 14-year-old and he doesn't know anything much and he says, ye bhi theek hai, wo bhi theek hai.
May I just butt in, sir?
Yes, sir.
There's a phenomenon called our behavior, you read the book, I'm okay, you are okay. Read the book. And that book talks about it, our behavior pattern of 3 types. Parental, like a parent, this is right, this is wrong. Adult, out of the child. You have got a parent, that's a child is again, you are trying to be, that's the maturity. And interaction, that word is called transaction. Transaction between 2 adults has to be like an adult. An adult is supposed to be adult. There's no doubt about it. Okay, sorry.
You have to have your views, your opinions, your everything. You can't say okay. You must reflect your age. And since you didn't open up much and everything, you went as per, I think, previous training or whatever it is, everything turned out to be casual. You did not bother about the question, what I'm asking. You kept on carrying on with your old thought or what you have learned earlier and you kept on answering accordingly. The questions the interviewing officer will be asking you specific. Try and remember it. Understand what is the aim. And in that sequence, try and give. If you have forgotten, well and good. 1 or 2 questions doesn't make a difference within that if you forget. You can always ask. Like you asked once, okay, I think I've answered it. It's okay. But you should logically, in a sequence, give answer. You have to pay attention, understand the meaning of the question, why certain thing is asked. Because you are a psychology, your interest is psychology, isn't it? You read psychological books.
Sir,
So you must understand there is a meaning behind every question.
sir,
Okay?
Just
Right.
again, he is not reading, but he is trying to show that he is reading psychology. The unfortunate portion, he has not. He's just taken pick up. I have not understood till now what Simon Freud book is there, and he's trying to read Simon Freud, which cannot afford to help him. He's gone.
Sir,
He's
Sir,
yeah.
actually, sir, like I had an interest, like developed this interest, like after my first cases, we
Oh,
like,
that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You
sir,
have it. Always would like to improve it. There's nothing wrong with this. Sir. But what you are trying to front with. I have read up psych. You don't want to show off.
sir, copy.
Your question is the showing. You're trying to show off. I know psychology. I know I'm doing Simon Freud. He's supposed to father of psychology. I know.
Sir,
And the book you're trying to refer to, it's a people who are there. They have not. That's his philosophy is gone long time back.
sir,
Chinese. Sorry.
So it is just like, say if I say I'm interested in history, but I talk only one part of history, that is also not cover up somewhere one book.
That's
You have to
absolutely.
go through it, history backwards, everything. You got history of India. You have about 10,000 years old history, and if you talk about only a few months history of somewhere, some small topic, you can't say that I'm got it. Psychology. If you say psychology is the most difficult. I've gone through the psychology course, but even if I pick up a book, it's difficult for me to understand. Forget reading fully. Understand whatever I read. Okay.
Sir.
So you have to be very careful what you bluff through. You cannot bluff through.
Sir.
You will have to be truthful.
Sir.
All through, understand the question, see the meaning, and answer as per your age.
Sir.
I'll tell you, Chandigarh, starting Chandigarh, the specifics now.
He has not answered at all.
Much more than what you have said. So,
he has not. There's a lot of industry around there. There's a lake have you talk rock gardens has so many people get so many things are available everything in around from so many things have to be talked about it. The Chandigarh went 23 years and you can't talk about Chandigarh. That's sorry. I just meet off from there itself. Thank you.
Sir.
Just to give you guide, Chandigarh, what expected at your ages, little more clarity of mind. Divide the answer into various parts: history, geography, economy, its tourist spots, like that, educational institutions. The planned city, you only covered only a little bit of the planned city. You knew only the architect and the green they wanted to be. That's all. That's
like his mother is working in PGI, and PGI Chandigarh is supposed to be one of the great world-class institution.
Largest
his
hospital
mother is working. Yeah, you talk about that exactly.
See, at the age of 13, 14, if I give the answer which you give, I can still pass the exam, but not at your age. You have to give it a clear thought, clear bifurcation of history, geography, education institute, economics, and various importance in the present day, the PGI, the other, a lot of things you can speak about Chandigarh, the fight between Chandigarh, Punjab and Haryana. See, everything. That means you actually read, but you don't read newspapers, so you don't know the controversy, what is there, what is the fight between Punjab and Haryana. Otherwise, that would have been taken here. As per age truthfulness, then will come, yes, there is a fight between these two states and it is an important issue which has to be resolved by the politicians. A national issue it could be. Two states fighting is a national issue. And you must get into national and international issues and you must have your own views on it. So similarly, school, everything you have to analyze and be truthful about it. Subjects, teachers, you must think backward and say, okay, this teacher I like because of these qualities. Not my paper dobara check kar diya and increased 1 mark for mine. I'm not interested.
Ek thapad maar diya to teacher, you dislike the teacher.
Okay. So you behave your age, you have to come up to your age, you have to grow up. Right? Similarly, subjects, friends, everything you're passing on, it gave me casually, you're not interested in this interview. And especially when you said you're interested in psychology, then I said, you're most disinterested. You just want to go through the steps, just go through the procedure. And that's what you must have done earlier, and that's why you have not been recommended so far. So take every step of it very seriously, analyze yourself, and you must show it. Now,
Sir,
picnic planning, there's no planning. Even, you have done no planning. You have to plan picnic. The aim is to enjoy, to go say, you say, I expect about 10 family. You say you have given a thought to it. This much, my friends. So that nothing you have spoken. So I believe, I take it that your father, your family doesn't have family friends there. You're just going there and coming just to answer my question. You're doing nothing. Okay, so
sir,
planning this way, I would suggest to my dad, you would rather go in the bus than go individually. Then what is a picnic? If you go individually, reach there, you're just like going for 500 people going for a movie. They all come individually, come there, see movie and go back. You're just going to the stream, and there you
sir,
want to go and play badminton. You see, that means you have not planned, thought, or ever gone on a picnic. So what's to be
sir,
done? Thereafter, yes, accident, you have to specifically think in your mind what is most important in an accident is the person who has got hurt,
sir.
not the payment part of it or that part of it. That is
Person, important.
secondary, or rather the last thing.
Sir,
First thing, how do I? So I'll tell my dad, hold on, let me see who all have got injured. You'll have to take them to the hospital. I'll just check.
sir,
That first thing should strike your mind as a 23-year-old person, adult. What is most important in this case is that thereafter I'll resolve the issue. Okay, resolve, you're not able to do that. Chap has come to violence. This, either you tell him you must get the police in between, talk about the police. If not, if they don't want police, your friend doesn't want police to get involved or waste your time, you say you people have to compromise. Whoso has got this thing, mistake, actual mistake, the police can find out. Even if you say ki your friend is at mistake, you lose a friend. If you say the other chap is mistake, he will say you're backing your friend, isn't it?
sir,
So this should come to your mind straight away within a fraction of a second, and you should upon say the police is the right person to decide what's wrong, who is mistake or not. Or if this is a minor thing, you don't worry about it and let's forget it instead of wasting time with the police.
And
So
sir,
that analytical mind or
even
that
even the point for paying for damages, I'll take damage or he'll give damage money, that's not on. Accident, he has to resolve the issue.
sir,
They are at that level. You can't be talking about that way. He
that
did
should be
say
last thing on your mind.
paying from
Understood?
I'll pay for it and take care of it. Why do you want to cut you? अपने आप को कुल्हाड़ी मार रहा है यार तुम लोग.
sir,
चलो.
And
Thank
you are so young, you are the, in your life, you are the fittest at this age, around 20, 25. There's no question of anybody coming and giving you the whatever it is, even if you're wrong. You have to give your answers, and this is theoretical. This is not on ground. Nothing is happening, and you're not able to say. Yeah, how will you give me a dab? I'll hold his hand. How will you do this? How will you do this with my? There's no requirement. He says, how is it possible? Firstly, you should be able to challenge. That's the determination. Yeah, the same there. Yes, you have to show me. Yes, you have courageous.
sir.
You're not. You're taking that dab. I'll pacify him. What pacify him? ऐसे रोड राइज में पैसिफिकेशन होता है क्या कभी? Anyway, so I found lack of courage, I would say, or
he
lack
himself
of practical knowledge.
he himself is saying that I lack physical. No, I would like to improve my physical stamina. That at this age, why should he talk about it? That's like at the conscious level. तो बोलो मेरे को stamina बढ़ा रहा हूँ क्या है? तो I'm physical. I'm making myself more physically fit. So why should they? If you are making
as it is, you're not playing at this age, neither playing physical games, not doing any physical activity. At your age, in this your generation, present day, every youth I meet across, he may not be interested in the army, but he does physical work, keeps himself fit, gym में जाता है, trekking करता है, घूमने जाता है. You are doing nothing of that sort.
and why should
And
you
you
talk
say you
about
like.
it? Why should you talk about it? That you're unfit around that. Let the find you are unfit. That's why should you tell him I am unfit? Yeah?
And unless you do adventure, you can't say I like adventure. Okay, and you cannot bluff about adventure, right? So whatever you say, you should have thought through it. If you have not done, and if you tell that, then there's a hell of a lot of work needs to be done to justify your whatever wrong thing you have thought of telling. To be correct thinking that way in all tests, not only in psychology, this interview, psychology, which I will again catch you, the GTO will catch you. So those issues you have to go learn through it. And overall, I'm little harsh, but I found you a job seeker. I explained you why, if not army, then you want to go to a corporate. So that feeling you should not give to the interviewing officer at all, ever.
Sir.
Yeah. Now you want to ask me anything?
Any question?
Sir, I have a question regarding as Col Prasad said. He said I read in this one of his presentations regarding the psych test in which he said your word is taken, whatever you negative qualities you say about yourself, it's taken at your word. So, sir, but at the same time, we are supposed to be truthful.
I couldn't understand. What do you want?
Sir, let's say, for example, in my self description.
In this case, what you want? Let me be very specific. Let's be very specific. Bolo.
Okay, sir. So, you said to be truthful. At the same time, we are committing omission. Sir, isn't it omission to not mention what you are really weak at?
Okay.
Okay, so how does it sit right? If you
no, understand. His question was tell me 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses, isn't it?
Sir.
Some step will say he is not asking for n number of weaknesses that you have got it.
Sir.
However, I have not told you to tell a lie, or
sir,
I have never told you to tell a lie. First
sir,
and foremost.
Sir.
What I say, you should not bring out your own weaknesses in the front of your. Let him. He is being paid for it to be an interviewing officer. So, अपने आप बोलते मैं physically unfit हूँ, why should I take you? But tell me yourself.
Sir.
It requires a physically fit person. You said I'm unfit. Why should I take it?
Sir.
Tell me yourself. That is what he said. Understand this. Suppose there's insight, motivation. There are the things. Over 15 quality, there's something called insight, motivation, and trainability. The 3 factors come to play. Trainability is I said your rigidity around you're not open 5, 10, 6 times you're not able to analyze yourself. So it means insight is missing. You're not able to analyze yourself. Motivation, you talk to you just as he rightly put is a job seeker job. You want high and somebody. So again, motivation gets missed out. 15 quality again, so that is what I say. We never tell anyone to tell lies. I never told anything. I have not said. He himself said you will be truthful.
What the aim is, Tarun, when other question, unrelated question, when you're answering that, don't expose your weaknesses. Right?
Okay.
But when you're specifically being asked, what are your good qualities? You must tell your good qualities. And you must tell your weaknesses, because nobody is perfect in this world. Even I, at the age of 70, I have also got weaknesses. I know it. But I'll know it only if I have analyzed myself, or some wise person has told me. So unless you have analyzed, or somebody is, and you have gone through it and you're trying to improve it, okay, so that you can't say ki I don't have any weaknesses. First of all, when the specific question is asked, give out 1 or 2, think over it, think what you're doing, and you say, yes, I am lazy, but I am doing this steps to improve myself. That should go along with it, right?
He said, say, I want to improve my articulation. You can articulate well, you can speak very well. And you are talking with that is a weakness. It can't be weakness in any case. You can speak well, and you are able to convey. I'm telling that's my weakness. Can it be weakness there?
At the same time, you cannot say I don't have any weaknesses or any qualities which require improvement. Everybody requires. Even if somebody is very intelligent, he also requires training to increase his intelligence. That way, maths you get 100 out of 100. That's okay, but that doesn't mean you require practice in maths. Say in some other question, same class, he may not get 100 out of 100. So he needs to study more. So similarly, there are a lot of qualities, human qualities, you will have to improve, right? Have you understood? Yeah, any other question?
Sir, like during the CIQs, sir, when I like forget a question, kind of I get nervous. Like
Hold it,
there's
hold
this,
it. Anytime you forget, in one question, the 8 to 10 questions are there. I'm asking you, telling you on well. It's a human tendency to forget one or two. There's nothing wrong. Till such time you can answer up to 80% of the question, you should be happy. And as and when you remember that, you give it out, or at the end of it, or the end of it. But as the interviewing officer, he will not let you go until he gets those answers. He will come back to you after 10 minutes, 5 minutes again, back again. He'll ask those questions which you have missed out. In any case, he's going to ask. He's not going to leave you off. So these CIQ are essential, and he will come back to you in any case.
sir,
If you don't remember, it's part of it. Nothing wrong.
sir,
There's a human tendency to remember the first part and come to the last part.
sir,
Bulk of the problem, you start asking anything, anytime you start asking for real, it's a wrong thing. You should start from first, then come the last, but never try and answer question from last to first. Okay.
sir.
It's human to forget one. I bet you forgot extracurricular was supposed to be before. You didn't talk, you came back later on after finishing that, you came back extracurricular, you talked about it. So nothing wrong. When you remember, tell him. Isn't it, sir? Colonel Kadam?
Yes, sir. Now,
That's
what
it.
you can do is, Tarun, to improve this part, you must go through the news in the evening, see it on the TV, and after the news is over, you start right. Which are the first news, second news, third news, fourth news, five news? Ask your brother, yeah, to be declared, and let me know whether I'm correct or not. How many have I forgotten? Here there will be about 10 to 12 questions, and there will be logic, subjects, teachers, likes, dislikes, extracurricular activities, and they'll be logically one after another. Either you remember those 5 things, and each thing will have 2-3 questions. As long as you touch all those 5 points, I think generally you would have covered, and the assessor will be happy. If he still wants to probe, he may ask you again. Or if you think you have forgotten one of those 5 main topics, you ask him, sir, I think I have forgotten something. Could you please let me know? And there's nothing wrong in it. As I also said, and sir has also emphasized, there's nothing wrong in asking. Okay, right.
Okay.
Anything else?
That'll be all the questions for now.
Okay. Right then.
Right,
Thank
sir.
you to Colonel Kadam for sparing his time, valuable time, in spite of his short notice. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful to you.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank you,
think,
sir. Thank you for the delay.
all
Sorry
of
for
you
the delay.
now, we wish you all a happy Diwali, and wish.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Right
you.
then, you can talk to me separately as far as you are concerned. You can talk to me separately. We'll talk to you. Okay.
Sir.
Hope it was useful. Okay. Huh. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Thank you, sir.